Hello everyone, my name is Nifi Zahnur. I'm from Universitas Mercubuana, Jakarta. And today I want to do a presentation with the theme about analyzing the phenomenon of internet use during COVID-19. Before we start the presentation, I want to show you the outline. This is my outline. Let's start to the introduction. To prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus, the Indonesian government issued several important regulations, namely PSBB, or large-scale social restriction, school from home, and also work from home. According to several national media, the effects of the regulation is there has been an increase of internet usage during this pandemic. Among internet users during the pandemic, the most heavy users who use the internet for 4 until 6 hours is around 29%, followed by people who have shown symptoms of addiction who use the internet from 7 until 10 hours per day, around 21%. And the internet user that use internet more than 10 hours is around 27%. The high use of the internet during this pandemic is a phenomenon that needs to be taken seriously because the high level of internet usage is one of indications of internet addiction. Internet addiction is defined as individual inability to control his internet use, which ultimately causes psychological, social, school or work difficulties in someone's life. And also it is defined as an impulse control disorder that does not involve alcohol and is similar to pathological gambling. This internet addiction has 4 symptoms, namely excessive use, which is often associated with a loss of sense of time or neglect of basic impulses. The second is withdrawal, including feelings of anger, tension, depression when internet is not accessible, and also tolerance, including the need for a better computer, more software, or longer hours of use. And the last is negative repercussions, is about including arguments, lying, poor performance, or social isolation and burnout. And therefore, education on healthy internet use is needed for getting better understanding on addictive behavior and also for explaining a family role in preventing internet addiction in the family member. This community service activity is carrying out for the people of Jakarta and its surrounding cities. And activities models of the community service is online with Zoom, and we want to reach knowledge aspect, and it is a classical, and also we try to use interactive method in explaining the concept. For the time and participant, the webinar started from 9:30 until 11:45. And on the day of the webinar, there were 32 participants joining the event. And there were 2 sessions for explaining about the concept. And after the concept finished explained, there was a question and answer session. The first session is talk about characteristic of internet addiction. And the second session is about the role of family in preventing internet addiction. And in the interactive session, there are 2 main parts, which are, first, we ask participants to work on an internet addiction measurement tool to get better understanding about the dimensions of internet addiction. And also we have discussion about family roles in preventing internet addiction. As we discussed before, internet addiction is defined as an individual inability to control his or her internet use, which ultimately causes psychological, social, school, or work difficulties in one's life. And this pathological disorder has 4 symptoms, namely excessive use, withdrawals, tolerance, and also negative repercussion. And in the first session, participants were asked to fill out a questionnaire about internet addiction. The questionnaire consists of 20 questions from the 4 dimensions above, and use a Likert scale of 0 until 5. The example of questions to measure this internet include, for example, overuse dimension is how often do you find yourself online longer than you originally intended, and etc. In this psychoeducation, it was found that in general, the participants had a low level of internet addiction. The explanation in the second session is about the role of parents to prevent children from being addicted to the internet. And a few suggestions given by the speaker were, for example, to strengthen the warm engagement with children and improving awareness and spirituality for the parents, yeah, and also building effective communication with children, and etc. In previous study, it was found that there was a significant relationship between permissive and authoritarian parenting patterns to smartphone addiction, which of course included internet application. In conclusion, participants can understand the phenomenon of internet use during the COVID-19 pandemic, and also they understand the role of family in preventing the children from internet addiction. In the future, we suggest it is better if we can reach wider target of audience, not only from the Jabodetabek area. It is better if we can reach a larger area in Indonesia. And also, I think it's better if we can involve schools, students in Jabodetabek area to join the community service on this time. Well, I think this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for the attention.